A bad album is something that at some point happens to everybody. All the all-time greats have at least one album that the public does not rock with. And for Chance the Rapper, that album would be The Big Day. It was technically his first album, and because of that, a lot of people hyped it up. Even me, I did that shit. And the album was, pretty bad.
Ooh, I love my wife. I love my wife.
It was pretty much commercial music in the sense that it didn't sound like Chance the Rapper. It just sounded like a big company didn't want to hire Chance the Rapper, so they hired somebody to sound like him and make a song. It was pretty cool though, because a lot of people came to the agreement that this shit was ass. And I'm usually someone that doesn't hate on this channel, but that's how bad this album was. I didn't even feel comfortable wearing my Chance the Rapper hat after that. And it carried none of the elements that made him special. For example, when we look at 10 Day, which is his oldest mixtape, despite the lower quality on the mixing or the mics that they use, there's a lot of nuances in this project that allow you to connect with Chance the Rapper. I feel like the main reason why I connect with this project the way that I do is through relatability. For me, the track Nostalgia is perfect.
Yeah, we lose best friends like every week. I like to think we're playing a long game of hide and go.
It's a song where Chance the Rapper looks at the world through the lens of him as a kid, or at least the mentality that he had. Once you realize what he's talking about, it is kind of heartbreaking. But he kind of sugarcoats it with the melodies of the track and the beat behind it.
Though my eyes might cry when they reminisce so.
Processing everything the way that a kid would, which is personally something that I try to do. I try to think as a child, because this grown-up shit ain't for me. And just by highlighting this track, you can kind of see the layers that these songs had back in the day. I guess The Big Day kind of suffers in that Chance the Rapper isn't really narrating a lot. And again, going back to 10 Day, you can see his narration and how good it is in a track like Prom Night.
It's been a peculiar name. Graduation night, teachers fear is Bueller.
And I remember first listening to this story and being like, yo, this is dope. As you follow Chance's story throughout high school leading up to his prom night, talking about how people used to make fun of his name, he saying that he used to get bullied, and it all leads to this prom night, and there's like this climactic feel.
We've accomplished. Time flies, watches look like magnets on a
only to reveal that he didn't go to prom. And he talks about how instead of going to prom, he went to do this show.
Crazy, if any of this shit it happened, but it didn't. I missed prom, I missed it to spin.
Which is one of the reasons why I love Chance the Rapper, right? Because you have this simple concept about prom night and going to prom night, but instead of it just being about the prom night, you get this build up, and then you get the twist that he didn't go to prom, and it's just the type of narrative attention that I didn't hear in The Big Day. And 10 Day is a forgotten mixtape, to be honest with you. Not a lot of people talk about it nowadays. When looking at the best Chance the Rapper project, most people will tell you Acid Rap is the best.
Everybody's somebody's every day.
And I can see why personally. Although 10 Day did get Chance the Rapper some attention, it was nothing compared to Acid Rap. And honestly, I can see why, because from the beginning, this mixtape feels like something important.
Even better than I was the last time, baby.
A lot of the times, life is just optics, and the optic that Chance the Rapper was putting on for this mixtape was that this was gonna be something special. Honestly, I can talk about almost every song in this mixtape. For example, after the intro, we listen to Pusha Man, and that's a wacky song.
10 damn days. And now I got to show
Knows what Chance the Rapper is all about. You know, it's fun and it's unique, and the unique flows that he has.
With my blunt on my lips.
The following song being a more serious Paranoia, which has a lot of descriptive lines about the things that go on in Chance's life.
Down here, it's easier to find a gun than it is to find a fucking parking spot. No love for the opposition.
After looking at what street violence is, realistically, we move on to Cocoa Butter Kisses.
Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink.
With a nice soothing beat talking about the effects of doing drugs or smoking. Not necessarily in the same way that a song like Swimming Pool Fools does it, where it's talking about like how it destroys you within, or it destroys the people around you, but how people look at you differently.
Tonight she just yelling fuck me. 2 weeks she'll be yelling fuck
He does this while in the verses, like kind of reminiscent to younger days where he talks about being a child and such. Kind of like a track like Family Business does for Kanye.
Bro, look just like that is. Y'all taught me how to go hunting. Blam!
Then in the order of the mixtape, we listen to Juice, and Juice is a fun song.
Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm home.
It was definitely one of my favorite beats back in the day, and it might still be, but like honestly I haven't heard it in a while because it's not on Spotify. The only song in the mixtape that wasn't, by the way. Other songs that I want to highlight are a song like Acid Rain.
As of late, all my verses seem not so versy.
Again, another song that kind of looks at Chicago, how things are, that type of thing. And probably my favorite as of right now being Favorite Song. I was thinking of making a video about this song, but honestly, I don't know how I could. But it's just really good and it's fun. And shout out to Childish Gambino, you know?
Your mom won't play it in the car cause it got cursing in it.
I don't think I can remember a time where Chance and Childish Gambino made a bad song, I'm not gonna lie. Acid Rap took the flashes of what was the best in 10 Day and turned it into a whole album, a whole experience really. Apparently, it's the type of music that if you're high, you're gonna really enjoy.
Acid Rap, because I started doing a lot of LSD when I started on the project, and I've been doing I've been really experimenting with different sounds and different artist movements, and just doing a lot of shit that rap artists usually wouldn't be advised to do.
And honestly, up to this point, Chance built himself up to be a bit of an underdog, the independent artist that's trying to make it big. And you know, people loved it and they rooted for Chance. Especially because when you listen to the 2 mixtapes that he already had out, you had this idea of who Chance the Rapper was and how entertaining he was and how fun he is to be around. And on top of that, before his next mixtape, which was Coloring Book, he'd have even a brighter spotlight before it dropped. This is because he would collaborate with Kanye.
Let's do a good ass job with Chance 3. I hear you gotta sell it to snatch the green.
Because on the track, a lot of people felt like Chance the Rapper had one of the best performances of the whole decade. And with all of the built up hype, how people would receive Coloring Book was gonna be interesting. I remember in the summer of 2016, a lot of people bumping No Problem. This album had people thinking that Chance the Rapper was gonna be the next superstar of the rap game. The guy that was next up, the guy that would take over when Drake and Kendrick and Cole would leave.
This what it sound like when God split an atom with me. I even had
a song like Angels was also nice to hear every once in a while. This mixtape, for me at least, felt more like an album. And I believe Coloring Book was Chance the Rapper's way of showing that he could make a hit. My personal favorite was Same Drugs.
the same drugs no more. We don't do this, we don't do the same.
And I've made a video about that. And the mixtape was received well enough for Chance the Rapper to go on and win some Grammys. He was the first independent artist to do so, by the way. Chance had finally cemented his name within the top rappers. I don't know if this was the consensus, but I definitely had him in the top 5 at the time. Here's a Chance the Rapper poster I have. It may look a little weird, but that's because I sprayed bleach on it once. It was a mistake, but yeah. He was basically a celebrity now, though. He was popular enough to be in commercials, be referenced. He'd go on to Saturday Night Live a couple of times.
Laz, did we lose you?
Oh no, sorry. What I just saw was so unexpected that my brain went into a Tom Hanks and Saving Private Ryan mode.
Hot damn, hot water, hot shower. Hot lemon smoking green cauliflower.
But this is the first album that legitimately made me mad when it dropped because of how bad it was. Because I legitimately felt like I had to pretend like it was good because it was Chance the Rapper. And I saw everybody hating on it, and I was relieved that I didn't have to pretend. Honestly, I think it boils down to what people wanted from Chance the Rapper wasn't here. You had the voice, you had the name Chance the Rapper, but in terms of lyricism and the sound of it, it was just not there. And that might be due to the fact that Chance's whole focus wasn't on this album, as he was getting married at the time and he was having his second kid. So to me, it makes sense that that would happen. I was still disappointed though. But personally, I've seen flashes that show that Chance the Rapper is about to make a comeback.
Through the glass, hit a nigga with a bank shot.
First off is his verse on PTSD.
With the game, stop. Ride home, take a fin and drink.
Chance the Rapper managed to out-rap the other 3 rappers in the track, and honestly, I thought this was when the ball was gonna get rolling. Another time that I saw a flash of Chance the Rapper coming back and maybe being the Chance the Rapper of old was with The Heart and the Tongue.
You end up uninvited.
It showed that Chance doesn't have to be the guy that talked about doing acid or doing drugs or whatever to be good. And as of this video, he released Child of God this week.
Come at a worse place or worse time, and you remember that little voice with that rehearsed line.
And personally, I like it too. It genuinely reminds me of what I liked in Nostalgia. Chance the Rapper is finally starting to feel relatable again. And that's, I guess, all I'm asking for. Be relatable and make some like good sounding music. And personally, I am going to bet on a Chance the Rapper comeback coming in 2022. If he doesn't make a comeback, then I guess this will be very disappointing and my first take that ages like milk on this channel. Anyway, shout out Jay Dilla.